Good day, everyone. This is your friend, Dr. Arlie Macasiano Imperio. I would like to make a journal report, and the title is The Effects of Dietary Nucleotides on Immune Mechanisms and Physical State in Children with Chronic Respiratory Problems. And why is this journal report very important? Number one, the journal has been featured in the American Journal of Immunology, and it was classified as an original review paper. Just to give you an idea that it is not just easy to get featured in such prestigious journal. The article was received August 4, 2014, and it was revised May 21, 2015, and eventually it was accepted. So that's several months later. So notice it is not easy to get accepted. Number two or number three, it refers to dietary nucleotides. So when you say dietary, these are exogenous supply of nucleotides because the body uses nucleotides coming from endogenous source, meaning the body creates it itself, or from dietary sources. So this is dietary nucleotides. And the next point is that it is a study done in children. Therefore, we can generally assume that if it is safe for children, it is almost safe for everyone. And when you look at the title of the journal or the study, it focuses on three important elements. Number one is the immune system. Number two is the physical state or energy of the body. And number three is the respiratory system. Now, if we will connect it to the recent epidemic and pandemic SARS coronavirus 2 leading to COVID-19, you will also notice that this problem or health threat or challenge involves the immune system, the physical state, and respiratory system. Therefore, on this basis, this journal is relevant to our current health challenges. And the most important point, which I feel we should also take note, that it is a clinical study. It is a randomized, placebo-controlled clinical study. And in research, this is considered the gold standard in any study. Randomized, meaning there are subjects to be involved, and we select them at random. They do not know whether they will be in the control group or in the study group. Now, to let us appreciate the value of the gold standard or the value of a clinical study, when we would consider anything scientifically, we ask the question, what is the basis of evidence? And usually there are four. The starting point is the anecdotal or case medical report, or the case that has been reported. That's a starting point, and it is considered the weakest, though it is important. The next level of evidence is in vitro studies, meaning there is no laboratory evaluation. This is better because it is not subjected to bias or personal experience. This is something that can be verified in the laboratory. The next level of evidence, which is of course better, and from these points of comparison, excellent, is in vivo studies or animal studies. It is now being investigated with biologically species or that is already life. And then the highest is clinical study. This is the best. This is where the study is done on human subjects themselves. So this is considered the gold standard when it is randomized, and placebo-controlled. And in this journal report, the researchers are Rector Joseph, Zvozil Vladimir, Kral Vlastimil, Ranohova, Dobiasova Lucy, Stiborova Ivana, Pohorska Jitka, and Vivitka Vaclav. And I highlighted Joseph Rector and Vivitka Vaclav. Joseph Rector was the head of a research group of research team that submitted the report on to the World Health Organization for the Health Ministry of the Czech Republic. And Vivitka Vaclav is very prominent in research in glucan. So if you would like to get studies in glucan, Vaclav is a leading personality. And all of these scientists are from Czech Republic except Vaclav, who is from Kentucky, USA. So the abstract of the study are as follows. Heavy industrial pollution and or passive smoking negatively affect the overall immune health of a population. We used a model of children with chronic respiratory problems and evaluated the effects of short-term supplementation of their diet with nucleotides. We measured the level of salivary immunoglobulin A, ENO levels, and total physical activity. And we found positive effects of oral supplementation of their diet with nucleotides. We also found positive effects of oral supplementation with commercially available nucleotides. And our data demonstrate strong improvements in physical activity, strong decrease of ENO levels, and maintaining of the levels of SL or SIGA. And therefore, the study concluded that supplementation with nucleotides offers an easy way to improve health conditions in children. The goal of the study is to test the effects of improving the nutritional conditions by supplementing the food with samples with high levels of nucleotides. The following is the description of the protocol. Number one, there was a randomized trial compared one dose of commercially available nucleotide. Number two, 2 milligrams of the nucleotide was given every day for 4 weeks and a placebo in children. Number three, a total of 138 children were enrolled in the 4-week trial testing. And number four, the trial was conducted at the Sanitarium Edel Slate Horvy, Czech Republic. Now, the tests were done as follows. Number one, all the subjects or in all subjects, we obtained saliva at the beginning of the study and at the conclusion of their stay in the sanitarium. And number two, we used identical times between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for sampling so the possible influence of circadian rhythms could be eliminated. Number three, saliva was collected using a commercial salivette device. And we measured the levels of SIGA. Number five, all participants absolved at the beginning and at the end of the 6-minute walk test. Based on suggested development, including evaluation of additional parameters such as frequency before and after physical stress, oxygen saturation, interruption of stress due to tiredness. These tests were done 2 hours after meal. In addition, both weight and height were measured and the BMI or body mass index calculated. At the beginning and the end of the study, we also evaluated the ENO levels And during the whole stay of the sanitarium Edel, all children were subjected to the same dietary regimen corresponding to their age category. And the results showed that the 6-minute walk test, there was a significant increase in the supplemented group. And in the control group, the increase was were only minor. And number two, the ENO test, there was significant decrease of the ENO or ENO in the supplement group against the control group. There was also decrease in the control group. And the SIGA, the SIGA levels were not significantly changed by the diet supplementation with dietary nucleotide. There was significant decrease of the SIGA. Therefore, I would quote the conclusion of the study. They declared, from our results, we can conclude that supplementation with nucleotides caused significant improvements in all tested reactions. Now, here are some of the notes that I have extracted from the discussion of the article. They said that our data demonstrated that even short-term supplementation with dietary nucleotides affected physical stress-related changes by holding the levels of the IgA steady, which was strongly suppressed in the control group of children. In our current study, we found no dose-related problems, neither clinically or in the laboratory. The effects of dietary nucleotide supplementation suggests their importance in keeping the optimal quality of physiological functions and supporting some mechanisms of both specific and non-specific immune reactions. And nucleotides in the form of nucleic acids affects several biochemical processes necessary for adequate functions of living organisms. And nutritional interventions in the form of food supplementation with nucleotides, micronutrients, bovine colostrum or glucans in groups of increased physical challenge have become the main research approach of numerous laboratories. And some of the research teams are mentioned were Ostojic, Davis et al., Gunzer, Obrenovic, Riera, Steyer, Wolber are some of those who are involved in doing research on nucleotides. DNT or dietary nucleotide also affected liver function and liver regeneration and stimulated production of some components of the complement cascade. On the other hand, dietary nucleotide deficit or dietary nucleotide free diets, meaning it does not contain dietary nucleotides, resulted in suppression of some immune reaction, mostly in decrease of interleukin-2 and interleukin-3 production, and decrease in the numbers of pluripotent stem cells. Pluripotent stem cells, by the way, this is the body's ability to undergo self-renewal and give rise to all cells of the tissues of the body. It is not surprising, therefore, that this complex role of dietary nucleotide is currently the focus of extensive interest of both theoretical scientists and clinicians. And in the article, they also mentioned that in addition to the features that they have cited, more and more attention is focused on how to improve immune functions before, take note, before the start of the expected epidemics of infectious diseases. There are many diseases that are very infectious, that it can lead to epidemic proportions. Now, in this article, they emphasize that the goal is to improve the immune system before immune function before uh, the expected epidemics, quoted unquote. And supplementation, from the article, they mentioned that supplementation with dietary nucleotide might offer some help in regeneration processes, normalization of metabolic physiology, and immune functions in a wide range of patients, from people with high stress to chronically ill patients or the elderly. So that, my dear friends, is the summary of the journal report featured in the American Journal of Immunology. It is an original review paper, and the title of the journal is The Effects of Dietary Nucleotides on Immune Mechanisms and Physical State in Children with Chronic Respiratory Problems. So get in touch with the person who shared you this presentation and learn more about the important role of dietary nucleotides in our life. And from the Philippines, we always shout Mabuhay, which means more to your life and health. And this is your friend, Dr. Arlie Macasiano Imperio, reminding everyone to always point to God, the source of our life and health, and also to remember that prevention is always preferred than getting the best cure. And finally, also remember that health may not be everything, but when you lose your health, you lose everything. God bless you until our next report.